Pokemon Company has announced a 2023 Direct, and it's scheduled to release on Monday, February 27th of this year. Now, there's some things that are almost but guaranteed to be announced, but there are some things that we can speculate will be announced. So in this video, we're going to talk about what most likely will be announced and what are some speculations and leaks / rumors. With that being said, I'm Ben.
And I'm Dex.
And we are the Koozies. One thing that is all but guaranteed to be announced, Dexter, is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC.
Yeah, 100% it's a given. They did it for Sword and Shield, so I just don't see why they wouldn't do it for Scarlet and Violet, especially being the first open world game. A lot of the fan base is buying into the whole Kalos possibility, and that's kind of what I'm interested in and I'm hoping for. But I would not be surprised if they did not do something like that.
Yeah.
If they did something more along the lines of, more map or more places to explore, new legendaries. I think that's definitely something that seems a little bit more probable. But you know what? I got my hopes up, so we'll see what ends up happening with that.
I know it is kind of sad because the Kalos region kind of got no love from Game Freak. I mean, they did X and Y, and we were all expecting Pokemon Z to be announced, and they went ahead and did Sun and Moon instead, and it was like, wow, okay, that's kind of weird. And then they continued the whole story with Zygarde in Sun and Moon, and it was like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now. X and Y were actually a huge deal. Of course, it was the first foray into being 3D, and it was also the first games that were released on the same day worldwide. So it was kind of like the whole world coming together playing Pokemon at the same time. So it is kind of sad that they never showed it love.
One thing that I'm really hoping that they do is more like post-game content, something like a battle tower or something that just makes it more fun to play and gives you more replayability other than doing raids.
Yeah, bring back the Battle Chateau from Gen 6. That was always cool.
There you go. Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, most likely, Pokemon Home integration is going to be announced. It was slated for a spring 2023, which we're basically there at that point. It's almost springtime, so it could be announced that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet home integration is most definitely coming, and they'll give us like a final date of when it's going to be available. You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. That would actually line up with the DLC, because usually with DLC they add more Pokemon, right? So when they add more Pokemon, you're going to bring Pokemon Home into the mix, and you can add them all right into your game if you have those Pokemon in your Pokemon Home.
Yeah, I've been waiting on that. Gives you a little bit more replayability. Like, since I completed my Pokedex on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I just haven't really been playing. So
yeah, that's cool that you finished your Pokedex. I actually want to, if they announce Pokemon Home on Monday, I want to finish my Pokedex before Pokemon Home integration. That way I can say that I've actually completed my Pokedex for like the first time. That'd be super cool. I mean, obviously they're going to announce like Pokemon Sleep. That's been around for a long time, but they've never fully released it. So we're probably going to get some more info on that. Some Pokemon Unite stuff, more update to the TCG. You can touch on that quickly, Dex, because we kind of got back into the actual trading card game.
I know that they're making some bigger changes now that they're including Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet. Like, they're bringing back the EX. So maybe they'll do an announcement about that, like Baridon and Koraidon EX.
That'd be cool, man.
I know that they're changing their packs and how they work. So I think there's going to be more like a higher possibility of you getting a holographic card or multiple holographic cards into a pack. And they're only, instead of there being 10 cards, I think they're increasing it to 15 cards. And now also, instead of the yellow borders around the cards, it's going to be silver. So maybe they'll make an announcement, maybe like a 30 to 45 minute. I can't imagine them taking too long on that.
Yeah, not when they have when they want to talk about the anime, right? Because that's the anime. Of course, we know Ash's story is coming to an end. It's sad. 25-ish years later, Ash has been around, and then hopefully they'll give us more information on the new Pokemon anime and what that could entail.
There's some like speculations if you look at the characters that one of them looks like it could be related to Ash or whatever. So we'll see what ends up happening with that.
So let's actually get into some of the speculations, and this is where I am the most excited. Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 was announced with the Nintendo Switch Online. You can play the Nintendo games, Super Nintendo, and then Game Boy. And if you pay for the expansion pack, you can actually get N64 and Game Boy Advance now. Of course, Nintendo 64, they wanted to bring back Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. And I'm hoping that they actually give us a firm date as to when that could be releasing, or even they just shadow drop it like they did with Metroid Prime in the last Nintendo Direct, where it's just available now.
That would be crazy, bro.
That would be nuts
sick if they did that.
What went hand in hand with Pokemon Stadium was Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, because you could actually get this little attachment, plug it into the back of your Nintendo 64 controller, put your cartridge in, and then you could battle on Pokemon Stadium with your team from Red, Blue, and Yellow.
Yeah,
but without those games, you would just be using rental Pokemon. So what a lot of people are speculating and what a lot of people are hoping, what I'm hoping, is that they release Red, Blue, Yellow on the Game Boy for Nintendo Switch Online. That would be amazing. But not only do I want that, I got a big wish list here. It's Christmas time for me. I want them to release Pokemon Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Crystal, Gold, and Silver. I don't know why I went backwards, but that's what I did. Pokemon, all legacy content available on Nintendo Switch Online. The online capabilities of Nintendo Switch Online. Think about trading in the original Pokemon games, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, except you don't have to be right next to each other with a link cable. You could just be chilling in your home or playing these games whenever and wherever. You know, if you're a Nintendo Switch Online member, you know that for a long while since it's been released, it's kind of been lacking content or not worth as much money. But I think that with the recent additions of the Game Boy Color games, and Game Boy Advance games, the value is going up. And I think if they added Pokemon games, it would only increase Nintendo Switch Online's value.
No, 100%. I mean, that's on my wish list too, bro. I really do hope that they have all the Game Boy games accessible. I mean, it was exciting that they announced the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Color. So why not put those Pokemon games in there?
That's like my biggest hope for this Pokemon Direct, is that they add Pokemon Legacy content. Just kidding. I actually want to learn more about Pokemon Sleep. That looks very interesting.
I think for me, my biggest hope is that they do a black and white. They announce a black and white remake.
That would
or they just announce a bunch of spin-offs.
Dude, if they announced a Pokemon Legends that was took place in Unova, that'd be great.
Maybe a Legends might be something I'm more pushing towards. I would like for them to do a remake of Black and White.
100%.
And they do like, they just keep the same nice 2D graphics. Maybe they update the animations.
100%.
Obviously, they can't change the story. But the last thing I want them to do is to do a remake and ends up being like Diamond and Pearl, where it's just extremely linear, no post-game content, or they take out content, you know what I mean? Like, so maybe Legends Arceus is something that is or not Arceus, but Legends, whatever they're going to call it, is going to be something that they push more towards. You know why I think it's such a high probability, Ben, that they're going to announce a Black and White remake, a Gen 5 remake, and then announce the legacy games like you were saying? Is because the Switch is coming towards the end of its hardware life, right? So they always kind of have that. Like, they did that with the 3DS as well. And how cool would it be if you're able to have access to Gen 1 through 4, 5, 6, and 7 is already semi-included in Sword and Shield. 8 and 9, all of the generations of Pokemon accessible on the Switch. I mean, it just kind of seems like the final goodbye kiss, you know what I mean? I think that would be perfect cap off to Pokemon hyping us up for 25 years, and then year 26 is they're just like, let's make it easy for, like you said, make it easy for everybody to play all the games all in one spot.
A lot of these games is, unless you have the original hardware, you can't play these games. If Nintendo were to add generations 1 through 3 on Nintendo Switch Online, that would just almost preserve them in such a perfect way. Well, not really a perfect way, because once you stop subscribing to Nintendo Switch Online, you can't access them anymore. But emulation that is available on the Nintendo Switch is actually great. They have save states. You can rewind. Like, imagine losing a critical battle And if you wanted to, you could just go back in time to where you didn't get crit hitted and then maybe actually win the battle, or fast forward functions. All of that stuff is included in Nintendo Switch Online. And it would just be great to play Pokemon Legacy content on your Switch. Think about playing it on the TV like you had with the Game Boy Player or the Super Game Boy with the old Nintendo Entertainment System. You could play it on your TV, and you can play it to go anywhere, anytime. That would be amazing.
100%. Yeah, so I think that's a great place to call it quits right there, man. I mean, those are the things that people are expecting and are pretty much going to be announced, and then stuff that we're hoping for and we're expecting. So if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, we are a small YouTube channel. So join the Kuzin Club. Make sure you hit that like button and turn on the notification gang. So next week when we do release our video, you're chimed in and you're ready to watch with us. With that being said, my name is Dex.
I'm Ben.
And we are
the Kuzins.
The Kuzins.